Okay, so we have seen the greater Himalayas and the lesser Himalayas, and now we have to go on to the lower Himalayas. Okay. So lower Himalayas are the third range of Himalayan range. Okay, the third range which lies to the south of lesser Himalayas, and these are mostly of hills, not mountains. And next to this is the plains. So we have the great mountains, right? And this is a greater Himalaya. Okay, and then we had shorter ones. What is that? This is a lesser Himalayas. I'll write lesser Himalayas, right? And now we have lower Himalayas. Okay, this is a lower Himalayas. So these are small hills, very small hills, and then comes the plains. Okay, so this is the northernmost one, greater Himalayas, where we have the highest peaks and all. This is the lesser Himalayas, south of this middle line, and now we have the lower Himalayas, shorter ones, and then starts the plain region. Okay, so these are mostly hills, and they are not covered by snow. Okay, so they are not covered by snow, and these regions are actually thick forest region. So lower Himalayas are actually lot of forests are found in this, and just as there are a lot of forest regions found in this region, this is a third parallel range or the Shivaliks. So this region is also known as the Shivaliks range. Okay, so the Shivaliks of the lower Himalayan range is known as the storehouse of wood. Okay, the storehouse of wood. Right? Now, there are some marshy regions in this. Marshy regions means a place where there are a lot of water. Okay, like it's not water and soil separate, like a pool or a pond gets mixed up. Right? So these marshy land regions found in this Shivalik region is known as terai. So what is a terai? Terai is the marshy land areas found in the lower Himalayas. Okay. This region, as it is very famous for forest, we can always find a good number of wild animals in this region, like tiger, elephant, deer, panda, cheetah, rhinoceros. Okay, so they are usually found in this forest. Actually, the farming process actually starts from this region. So some regions of this lower Himalayas or Shivaliks are used for cultivation by farmers. Anyway, this plain region is extensively for farming. Okay, so there may be some regions where these people find it suitable for doing some farming activities. And what are the crops that are usually cultivated here? Extensively, wheat and maize are grown in this region. Extensively, wheat and maize are the crops grown in this region. Okay, it's North India, and wheat is one of their major food crop. Now, major attractions in this region of lower Himalayas are nothing but wildlife sanctuaries. Okay, so we have a Corbett National Park. Corbett National Park and Kaziranga. It's also a national park. Okay, so Corbett National Park is in Uttarakhand here. In Uttarakhand, just above Uttar Pradesh. That is usually famous for wild animals like tigers and rhinoceros. Tigers and lions are usually found in that. Jim Corbett. Jim Corbett. You might have heard about this person called Jim Corbett, who was a hunter, who used to hunt a lot of these dangerous wild animals like lions and tigers in India. Right? But he was a very good lover of animals also. Very good. So this national park is named after him, and that is called the Jim Corbett National Park. And in Assam, we have it here, Assam. We have Kaziranga National Park, the only place on the earth where we can see rhinoceros. Rhinoceros. Okay. So this region also receives a lot of rainfall throughout the year, right? So this region also receives a lot of rainfall throughout the year. So that's about the lower Himalayas. Okay. So lower Himalayas are also known as the Shivaliks. This is a third parallel row in the set of northern mountains. This lies to the south of lesser Himalayas. These are comparatively smaller hills than the other two ranges. It's completely covered with the forest. Some regions of these hilly regions are used for cultivation also, because they lie next to the plain regions. Okay, so some of these regions are used for cultivation. Wheat and maize are the major crops that are cropped over here, cultivated over here. As there are a large number of forests in this region is usually known as a storehouse of wood. There are some marshy land areas found in this region. They are known as a terai. This region is famous for a wide range of wild animals like lions, tigers, cheetah, elephant, rhinos, etc. The major attractions in this region are Jim Corbett National Park in Uttarakhand and Kaziranga National Park in Assam. This region also receives a lot of rainfall throughout the year. Fine. So now we need to deal with the branches of a Himalaya. So branches of a Himalaya means, see, we know that we have already drawn it also when we started with the first session. It is sliced from here to here, isn't it? It's a complete stretch of mountains lying in three parallel layers from Karakoram ranges near Jammu and Kashmir till Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so this mountain range has got some branches. So branches in the sense, here Karakoram ranges are there, no? I told you. But beyond that, there is another mountain range here. This is called the Hindu Kush range. What is it called? The Hindu Kush range of mountains. And here there is another line of mountains, and that is called the Suleiman range. Okay, so there are two main branches. One is a Hindu Kush range and the second is a Suleiman range. Hindu Kush range is actually running into Afghanistan region, and the Suleiman range is actually into some China. But what we need to stress over here or think more is this branching. So we said in the beginning of the class, in the previous class, we said the Himalayas reaches Arunachal Pradesh and then take a turn down to the south. Okay, and they become a wall-like mountain ranges running south into the South northeastern states, southern part of into the south of northeastern states, and that is why they are known as the northeastern hills. Okay, so once when the turn and bends down, they are not big mountains, but they are almost like an extension of this Shivalik range that comes down. Okay, so this region is known as the Purvanchal. That region is known as the Purvanchal, P-U. So this region is known as the Purvanchal range. It's the Eastern Himalayas. It's called the Eastern Himalayas, or it's known as the Northeastern Hills, or Purvanchal. This Purvanchal is actually not high mountains. They are lower hill kind of features, but they are very thick forest region. Okay, so this region, the Eastern Himalayas or the Purvanchal or the Northeastern Hills, are an extension of the Himalayas, which takes a southward bend after reaching the Arunachal Pradesh region. Okay, so they are not high mountains, they are shorter hills, but which has got a very thicker forest cover. They are composed of a range of hills, like the Naga hills are there. Naga hills, the Meso hills, right? The Lushai hills, then Garo hills, then we have the Kashi hills, the Garo hills, the Kashi hills, and Jaintia hills. Okay, so the major hills that are present in this southward belt of Himalayas in the northeastern states, which is known as the northeastern hills or the Purvanchal or the eastern Himalayas, include Naga hills, the Meso hills, the Lushai hills, the Garo hills, the Kashi hills, and the Jaintia hills. Okay. So these hills are comparatively smaller in size when compared to the main mountains in the Himalayas. They are covered with a thick forest because this region also receives plenty of water or rain throughout the year. Okay, so that is the extensions or branches. So there are three main branches as far as the Himalayas are concerned. One is in the starting point, the Hindu Kush range and the Sulaiman range. Hindu Kush and the Sulaiman ranges are very close to Jammu and Kashmir, around about Karakoram range. The major extension of the Himalayas, a branch of Himalaya, is in India in the northeastern states known as the northeastern hills or the Purvanchal or the eastern Himalayas. Okay, so after reaching Arunachal Pradesh, the Himalayas take a southward bend and comes down south in the northeastern states. Okay, so they have got a lot of hills over there, like the Naga hills, the Meso hills, the Lushai hills, the Garo hills, Kashi hills, and the Jaintia hills. They all are covered with a thick forest because they also receive a good amount of rain throughout the year. Okay, the next is passes in the Himalayas. So we know Himalayas are a continuous range of high mountains. It's not like there is one mountain and there is another one. It's one mountain and there is another. Okay, so these mountains are high and continuous. At times, at some places, there will be narrow gaps in between two mountains. Okay, at some places, it's not there throughout the places, but at some places there will be a narrow gap in between two mountain ranges. Okay, so it will be like this. So this is one range and this is another range of mountains, and in between that there is a narrow pass. So we can say we have compound walls, no? We have got the compound walls around our house. So imagine a compound wall is one range and this compound wall is another range. In between the compound wall there is an opening for the gate. Okay, so this narrow gap that we have in between the mountain ranges is just like that gate. So these gaps are identified for human beings for transportation. Okay, so these narrow gaps that are found in between the huge mountain ranges is known as a passes. It's called as a pass. Okay, it's usually named as a la. La. La means pass. Okay, la means pass. La is actually a Tibetan language, I guess. Okay, so we have some famous passes like this. For example, in the Hindu Kush range, we have one of the most famous pass. It's known as the Khyber Pass. Where is that? Here, in the Hindu Kush range. Okay, the people from Pakistan, the transportation from Pakistan to China actually is happening through this. There is no other way through which they could construct road lines. Okay, then we have Bolan Pass, Bolan Pass is in the Jammu and Kashmir. Bolan Pass, or we can say Bolan La, because La means pass. Then Shipkila, Nathula, Bomdila. So there are around 6 or 7 different passes throughout the greater Himalayas or the Himadris, through where transportation is possible. Right? So these are some specific areas through where we can make transportation possible. Now, what is the importance of Himalayas? How is Himalayas important to us? We have to say Himalayas is a natural gift for us. Himalayas is a natural gift for us because it protects the entire northern region. So what are the importance of Himalayan ranges for us? So Himalayas are a gift of nature for us because they are useful in different ways. First of all, this big stretch of mountains on the northern part, the greater Himalayas. Okay, so they act as a natural border for India. Okay, we cannot expect any kind of threat from the countries over here like China or so to attack us through this region. Okay, so it's a natural barrier for us. Second, it prevents the dry winds from Tibetan region to come to India. Okay, dry wind means what? There won't be any moisture in that. It can simply make the entire area dry. Okay, it prevents, so here we have Tibet. So this dry wind that is blowing from Tibet is blocked by these mountains and sent back. They won't allow this wind to come to India. At the same time, we have monsoon winds. So what are these monsoon winds? Monsoon winds are these winds which actually come from Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. Okay, so they carry a large amount of moisture along with them. Okay, so from the south, the Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea, the moisture laden monsoon winds they come up and the Himalayas block them. Okay, the Himalayas block them and that causes very good rainfall in the northern region. See, when we were talking about this lesser Himalayas, we said this region receives heavy rainfall throughout the year. Isn't it? When we talked about the lower Himalayas, they are thick forest regions because they receive rain throughout the year. So how does this region get this much rain? How does that region get this rain? Yeah, here we have Bay of Bengal, here we have Arabian Sea. So the monsoon wind that blow up here, it blows like this, it comes in this way and that is stopped. The Himalayan ranges stop this water-laden winds, monsoon winds, and that causes rain in this region. Okay, so it protects us from the dry wind from the Tibet and it prevents this monsoon winds to escape into that region. Right? Then, it is this water which makes most of these rivers in this region like Ganga or Yamuna or Brahmaputra receives much of this water and that helps this region. This is called the northern plains. We will deal with that in the next class. So that region more fertile. Okay. Then Himalayas are sources of wood. Lower Himalayas. They are the storehouse of wood. We have got a lot of medicinal plants in many of these hills. Plenty of medicinal plants are found in this region. Even in Ramayana also we know it. Na? Yeah, in Sri Lanka, when the younger brother of Rama, Lakshmana, was attacked by those Ravana's son, Indrajit. Okay. Then Lakshmana fell unconscious and they said there is one particular medicine that grows in the Himalayan region which can save the life of Lakshmana. So what did Hanuman do? Yeah, he jumped from Sri Lanka to Himalaya. He couldn't find the medicine perfectly. So he was quite confused because a lot of plants were there. So what did he do? He took a hill as it is. So one of the hills of Himalayas is actually carried by Hanuman to Sri Lanka. The medicinal plant was identified, taken and it was used for the treatment and after that Hanuman took it back. Okay, so that's a story. But even from that time we know there are plenty of medicinal plants that grow in this region. Okay, the hills and this region which receives good rainfall has got a lot of greenery and this region is very good for animal rearing also. Sheep rearing, cattle rearing is one of the major occupations in this region because agriculture is not possible in this region. Agriculture is possible only in the lower Himalayas, that to an extent, not completely, and from the plains. Okay, so in lesser Himalayas we have seen orchards like apple, pear, peach, lychee and all, isn't it? Yeah, so those kinds of cultivations are done, but animal rearing is one of the most important cultivation of the people over there, right? So economically, geographically, this region has got a very great importance as far as India is concerned. Understood? The branches of Himalayas and the passes in Himalayas and the importance of Himalayas. Okay, now we will go on to the exercise part.